He hated all the things that the drug had done to him. He hoped his family and friends would understand why he didn't want to live anymore.
There is a brand new health alert out tonight about the most popular prescription drug to treat hair loss in men, Propecia.
Our Melissa Hippolyte introduces us to a man who says one popular hair loss drug destroyed his body, and not just while he took it, even after he stopped.
Dershowitz woke up one day feeling lethargic and extremely anxious. He also lost his sex drive.
And we're talking about a total system shutdown.
He says he stopped taking the drug in December of last year, hoping his symptoms would go away. But in fact, he says, they only got worse.
My arms, which used to be pumping out of my shirt, my body is completely atrophied. I lost 20 pounds in just over 3 months.
Diagnosed Dershowitz with Post-Finasteride Syndrome.
We have no way to reverse this.
I feel like I can see right through his soul, like he's not there. He's gone, but he's trying so hard to pretend like he's there.
After he started taking Propecia, his wife Kelly says his mood darkened. He lost interest in sex, he gained weight, he suffered insomnia. In 2013, John killed himself. Thanks to what might be a lawyer's error, Reuters was able to lift the digital redactions over a small portion of the legal filings. That narrow crack in the wall of legal secrecy opened a window into what Merck knew about a drug it wanted the world to believe was safe.
I'm going to be living the rest of my life without my son.
Rosemary's son Randy was just 22 when he killed himself.
This is really the closest thing we have to a suicide note.
Randy's father saved his son's posting from the Propecia Help website.
I'm really hoping that this drug kills me, so I don't have to do it myself. I don't think my family and friends would ever understand suicide, but if they really knew the meaningless, ghostly hell I'd descended into, then they would understand.
Son fils, Romain, a mis fin à ses jours en juin 2016, à 25 ans. Il a pris le Propecia pendant 2 ans et demi avec de nombreux effets secondaires qui n'ont pas alerté les médecins.
Il n'avait plus de force, sa mémoire était une véritable passoire. Il ne se souvenait plus ce qu'il avait fait 5 minutes auparavant.
C'était plus lui, quoi, c'était un fantôme. Je savais qu'il allait partir.
It's also sold under the generic name Finasteride.
And it really has been a nightmare for me. It's been incredibly difficult.
2.5 weeks into the treatment, Nicholas says he started feeling strange.
What is going on? You know, what has this stuff done to me?
It was like there was no connection between the brain and the penis. It was just like a piece of skin, and that was it.
Basically destroyed my life. It's devastating.
It's not worth it if you can't have a sex life. I feel like my 20s have been taken away from me.
Ja vaig notar que alguna cosa fallava al cap d'uns dies, perquè, no sé, m'agafava marejos, em trobava malament i em fallava la libido. Llavors vaig dir, doncs, deixo de prendre-m'ho. El problema és que després va ser bastant més greu. Vaig començar a tenir problemes molt greus, com pèrdua de massa muscular. Mentalment va ser com si em prenguessin totes les emocions. Encara no ho he recuperat. Molt sovint m'aixeco i el primer que penso és que tinc ganes de suïcidar-me. I no sé per què. És com si he deixat de viure per passar a existir. I és com si... Jo és que l'única manera que tinc d'explicar-ho és que t'arrenca l'ànima.
I'm aware of, 5 to 10 suicides which have been associated with this medicine.
Raises questions about the clinical trials Merck conducted prior to first releasing Propecia.
It found that all of these trials did such a poor job at looking at risk and at safety. So they didn't assess side effects well, and they didn't report these in their findings.
The documents refer to test results from a 5-year study where 23 test subjects reported sexual side effects between years 3 and 5. 9 suffered side effects that eventually went away. The time it took the symptoms to stop is unknown. 7 of them were still suffering symptoms when they completed the study, and a Merck executive at a deposition said the company didn't know if they ever resolved. And 6 men quit the study because of the side effects, and 1 of them was still experiencing the side effects at least 66 days after stopping the treatment. In the fine print of Propecia's product information material, there's a section called Clinical Trials Experience. You won't find these results there. Merck doesn't disclose this data on the label that is shared with doctors and patients. Merck did make one small but significant change in 2002. It no longer said the symptoms resolved in, quote, all men. It simply said resolution occurred in men.
Propecia has taken away the last 5 years of my life. Who knows how much longer? It's terrifying. It's terrifying to me that Propecia is still being sold. There's undoubtedly somebody out there right now taking Propecia for the first time who is going to have their life turned upside down. I loved being an editor. I haven't read a book in 5 years. I haven't been able to. The only thing that I read now is really the newspaper. Basically because as most people know, the writing is more straightforward. It's all very factual. There's not any metaphor or allusions or any sort of literary elements. And even that is very challenging for me. Sexual side effects, lowered libido, some erectile dysfunction, reduced semen volume, reduced sensation when I would orgasm.
Despite coming off the medication, having only taken it for 3 weeks, I started to get really, really low mood, very depressed. I didn't sleep for about a week. I had no connection between my brain and my genitals. It was just unbelievable.
Physical changes as well.
Yeah.
And you noticed that your penis had shrunk.
Yeah, absolutely. And physical change is much thinner and shorter.
Complete erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so even the spontaneous morning ones,
yeah,
and nighttime
everything
ones,
all gone.
all of that
yeah.
had gone.
But I remember waking up in the morning with complete intrusive thoughts and images of myself hanging from the corners of the bedroom that I was staying in. I couldn't function, I couldn't do basic tasks of looking after myself, cooking meals for myself when I've been independent all my life.
It was pretty devastating. He had most of the symptoms, including the brain fog, the insomnia, the impotence, extremely depressed. And in spite of our best efforts, it was like it just, slipped through our fingers. It was rough.
How's it going today?
I cannot make enough money to fully support myself. I am a 32-year-old living with his mother. So my life is different in every way. In many ways, it's the polar opposite of what it would be right now. And it's been this way for essentially 5 years now.